Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Henry Higgins and this time out we're reviewing a very special episode of the Lullaby Lounge Novelty Hour, as this is the first one to be under the watchful eye of corporate sponsor.
Corporate sponsor.
Now, going in, the big question was how much would corporate sponsor infringe on the show? As we all know, there are many examples in entertainment history where a network says it will stay in the background, keep at arm's length, only for their fingerprints to be all over the final product. So, how much did corporate sponsor put their fingerprints on this show? We didn't have to wait long to find out. Transition! I mentioned in last week's review, Kate absolutely nailed and rocked an all-black outfit. And in episode 6 of the season, this season, she's actually in a corporate sponsor logoed white sleeveless number that gives off some serious Power Girl vibes. Power Girl normally has long sleeves, but the actual layout of it was pure Power Girl. After seeing corporate sponsor branding straight off the bat, my next question then was, will Kate take this lying down, or would she rebel against her new corporate overlords? That was answered immediately with the first song of the show, the first song under the new overseer being a Kate Nix original called Sellout. It's an absolute banger of a track on its own, but while it being a great tune, it was the perfect opener for this episode. It was the perfect opener for this conformative display under corporate sponsor, and corporate sponsor would be too straight-laced to look beyond the melody of the tune to take notice of the lyrics, where Kate is literally telling the viewers she feels she has indeed sold out by going down the corporate sponsored route. And it's such a wonderful metaphor for corporate mandated blandness. The acceptance of surface value with no tangible meaning beyond the obvious facade being presented to you, contrasted with the rebellious spirit of the artist, torn between staying true to their vision and struggling or going mainstream to obtain an easier path to achieving their ultimate dream. In my notes, which I have in front of me here, which is why you'll see me glance away from the camera every now and again, I've put down that there are dramatic writers working on top tier shows who would kill to have that level of subtext in their work. Ironically, they are likely being hindered and held back from doing so by corporate heads, corporate sponsors, if you will. And here's Kate, on Twitch no less, providing that subtext in spades. Outside that, to my delight, Paranormal Pawn returned with another episode.
Yeah. I was born in this store.
And it was spooky as all fuck. Just putting it out there, just being blunt. Again, there was subtext in the situation, which when you watch the episode, if you haven't seen it already, I'd recommend you go and catch in the replay. Subscribe to the Twitch, follow the Twitch. You'll obviously catch it as and when. It will go up on YouTube, you can catch it there eventually. But in this, there was subtext in Al, one of the workers at Paranormal Pawn, couldn't hear anything from the customer, but Karn could. Now, it didn't come across as well as it could have, so that may not have been clear to some viewers. The intent was there. Sometimes subtext can be too sub and not enough text. So an idea, obviously with hindsight being 2020, that does have less subtext to it, but would have made the intention clearer, would be to cut to like a point of view from Karn where the customer could be heard, but we only get one or two words to sow seeds for future episodes or just future ideas for the viewer to, in their own mind, what the context and the subtext is and where this could be going. For example, the customer is silent to Al, and in the standard shots we keep that, but a few choice shots from the viewpoint of Karn as we hear enough to get the gist that this is more than it appears to be. Anyway, I know as much about producing as I do about the history of granular reasoning in ancient Aztec civilizations, so I could as easily just be talking out of my arse. Just a thought. Transition! The rest of the episode has great segments from Moxie and Dex. There are repeated shills for Organics Tea, which is not only a fantastic pun, and I know good puns, it's a drink range from Corporate Sponsor, and there are multiple songs throughout the episode which are listed in the description below from Kate herself and other artists, including, to my absolute joyous surprise, a version of Still Alive from the video game Portal. That caught me off guard, and it's not shown as much as it could be. It should be shared everywhere. There is also the earworm that will stick with you forever. Bean Got a Scream by Kate Nix, featuring Winslow the Cat on the piano.
My name is Winslow and I'm a bean, and every day I got to scream. I need more dry food, I need more wet. Give me spinach now, give me pet. So bean gotta scream, meow, meow, meow. Bean gotta scream, meow, meow, meow. Bean gotta scream, meow.
It's a cute little tiny piano for a chonky bean. The song is fantastic. Everything about it is amazing. The video itself is on YouTube. I don't know why I'm pointing over there because YouTube isn't over there, but the video is on YouTube. I'll put a link to that in the description also. So go and check that out and just have the greatest earworm in your head. It will make you smile. It will make your day just that little bit better. One thing to notice though, going back to the show itself, is that the lyrics to some of the songs have been changed to include references to Corporate Sponsor and Corporate Sponsor's intentions, at least at face value, and what Corporate Sponsor is trying to convey. And Kate delivers these with conviction. It's great. Throughout the episode, there is a tangible feeling of fear in her eyes. There's fake smiles, there's eyes on the verge of tears due to the repercussions that could befall her if she mispleases the show's new masters. Kate sells this wonderfully, especially during the Corporate Sponsor approved novelty section, replete with accents and other fun shenanigans. And to quote a character from one of the stories that I've written, sometimes the darkness wears the brightest smile. And this really comes to the fore during the part where I talk section, Kate's monologue section. Now, before it starts, there is a moment of technical difficulty, and as a viewer, and a long-time viewer, having seen the interactions between the people on the show and seen the show and seen technical difficulties before, I genuinely couldn't tell if this was part of the act or a genuine mishap. Kate's uncomfortable, awkward silence and panic behind the eyes coming across was either a great piece of acting or a great piece of keeping in character in the face of something going wrong. Or was it both? Who knows? Now, once it gets going, the actual monologue content is riddled with Corporate Sponsor oversight and toe the company line shilling. There's no subtlety in who wrote the words for Kate to recite from Corporate Sponsor in this one, and the actual pain of selling her ethereal soul wells up in her eyes with every syllable of subterfuge that she's putting forward. It's fantastic and stunning to see how confident she is in the concept, how confident she appears to be in her own performance and the performance of everyone around her. And like I said, sometimes the darkness wears the brightest smile, so I don't genuinely know where the character ends and reality begins, and that is a testament to a wonderful performance. That is what anyone putting a performance is hoping for, and you have to see it to believe it. It's absolutely fantastic. People can take so much from it. They can take it's just an entertainment show, just with some comedy and some sinister character drama thrown in. People can see it at face value, people can dig deeper and deeper and deeper, and the subtext of the entire episode is wonderfully done. It reminds me to a degree of a number of different things. One of the things it does remind me of is Josie and the Pussycats, which I know is one of Kate's favourite movies. I had never seen it until Kate recommended it like a million times to people. And then I watched it, and I've watched it about a dozen times since. Josh has watched it and absolutely loved it. And that is a band selling out. But there's a very, very sinister reason for why the record label, the corporate label, is selling out, or getting these bands to sell out, and it's an ongoing machine. If you've seen the movie, you know the band De Jour begins the movie with being the biggest band on the planet. An accident befalls them, we now need to replace them with a new biggest act on the planet. Josie and the Pussycats, struggling band, plucked from obscurity, selling out who they are to become this corporate machine, finding themselves in the process, overcoming and dismantling the corporate machine, all to some banging tunes and Rachel Lee Cook looking as cute as she's ever looked. The whole movie is fantastic. Go and see that as well. And that is definitely an inspiration, I believe, to Kate for doing this, but it's also something that does happen in real life a lot, and this is a brilliant satire of it. So all of that together is absolutely fantastic, and the episode itself is capped off with a haunting rendition of another Kate Nix original called Calm Down, with lyrics altered to be more corporate sponsor propaganda in its delivery. Now go track down the original on BANDCAMP for the full experience. Though be warned, the actual lyrics are another example of darkness behind ostensible comfort. Think along the lines of Every Breath You Take by The Police being considered a love song when it's anything but, and I am guilty of that. I listened to Calm Down multiple times without, in reading the lyrics and knowing the lyrics, but not experiencing the lyrics, for lack of a better way of putting it. And once the darkness behind the lyrics was explained to me, the song takes on a completely different meaning. So go and check that one out on BANDCAMP. Again, there'll be a link in the description below where you can check out all other Kate's music. But this episode does end, or is capped off, with a haunting rendition, as I said, of that song, lyrics altered to be more corporate sponsor centric. Again, this comes back to the artist selling out, the corporation only seeing the veneer and not reading anything deeper into anything else, because that's not what they do. They are all about perception, and a wise man once said, perception is reality. Your perception of events creates your reality, and then your reality is fed by that perception. After that song, the episode is closed with an overlong freeze frame pose where it looks like those scenes in dystopian sci-fi where people who are tortured with pain, both physical and mental, and are this close to cracking under the pressure, but must maintain that outside layer of everything is fine to appease the higher classes for fear of being wiped out and replaced. There has been many video games, stories, and everything, movies, comic books, where there are characters who are forced to repeat the same thing over and over and over again, and they've actually gone insane. But they know that they must maintain a veneer of this is okay, because otherwise the fate beyond that is worse than what they're suffering just now. It's, again, I don't know, and this is a testament to the show, I don't know where reality ends and playing a character begins in that section as well. And everyone involved is to be commended for that, because there is no line. And you can read into that whatever you want to read into. Transition! The after party section is a little bit more laid back, but again it ends on a note of beautiful subtext that, again, the corporate sponsors would not get, as Kate plays us out with another of her original songs called Money Talks. So from going from selling out at the beginning of the show to openly admitting that Money Talks is a fantastic bookend at both sides of this show. Transition! So all I have to say is, wow. This episode of the Lullaby Lounge Novelty Hour gave us a very Black Mirror-esque experience. Corporate sponsor is a monster, but it is a monster that hides its monstrous side behind a veneer of acceptability and indeed generosity. Think of them like an agent in the Matrix. All tailor suits and everything in order, but beneath that they have one purpose. And that purpose is to destroy anything that approaches non-conformity. That is corporate sponsor in a nutshell. Outside of the holiday special last year, this is the one episode that truly has a narrative separate from the show just having a theme. The implications of this going forward can, in many ways, go in different directions. And I, for one, am super excited for that. But I am going to temper that excitement. Her comments in the after show do seem to indicate that this is the end of corporate sponsor. It was a one episode thing. I hope it's not. That's easy for me to say because, again, I don't know how much production and how much heartache and stress goes into producing an episode centered around such a thing. But as a fan and as a viewer, I love things with subtext, and you can drill down and you can get bigger and deeper meanings to things, and to different people the same experience can mean different things. They take different things from it. This is the perfect episode for that to be explained if you need that kind of context explained to you. This episode really does it. It is a masterclass in giving an entertaining show while having a storyline running through it. The subtext in the song choices alone, even before we get to the lyric changes and the aforementioned darkness wearing the brightest smile aspect of it all, is absolutely wonderful. This elevates it from a musical stream to a serial drama that you just can't miss. And unfortunately, it could be that it's a serial drama of one episode. Kate mentioned at the end of the after party that there is no episode next week, so it's a rewind of episodes 46. So tune in for that if you need catching up. So after that break, will corporate sponsor try to keep us in the dark to their true agenda? If so, can anyone, or indeed will anyone, bring us to the light? There's only one way to find out, and that is to tune into the next episode, either live on August the 12th or during the replay on August the 14th, and continue to watch the show to see if corporate sponsor does rear their head again. With the finale episode on August the 26th, and I have taken the day off work the next day to be able to watch the finale live. It airs at 1 AM here in the UK, so during a normal working week, I can't stay up and watch the show live. It will end about 2:30, 3 in the morning sometimes, and with it being the season finale, maybe it'll run a little longer. I would feel like death going to work the next day. So I've taken the 27th off work to watch the finale on the 26th. So with the finale being that day, we have 3 episodes left, which is episodes 7, 8 and 9. So please do stay tuned to the channel for more updates on the Lullaby Lounge. Do keep a notification. Follow Kate on Twitch. You'll get notifications when the episodes actually air. Join the Patreon if you wish to do that. It gives you access to the Discord, which is an excellent place to hang out. But that just leaves me to thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend it here with us. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. It does help us out a lot. I know every YouTuber says that, but the reason every YouTuber says that is because it's true. Please check out Kate's Twitch channel. Follow her work on BANDCAMP and wherever else you can. Look at her merch. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Look after yourself. Look after each other. And I will see you on the flip side, my friends. Goodbye.